Yeah, hello everyone. Is my voice audible, guys? So today is our session number 2. So in last session, we have just discussed introduction to our projects. So we have just done introduction to project. And in that we have listed out what are the projects we are going to develop. So we are going to develop chat application. And here we are going to develop food delivery application. These are the two applications which we are going to develop in our batch. Then we have just understood what is full stack. We listed out different stacks to develop web application. So what are the different stacks we have in the market apart from one stack? That part we have discussed. And then we have seen the installation of Node.js, MongoDB server, and Postman. These are the things what we have discussed in the last session. Now in today's session, first we will try to create our applications. As we know, we are going to develop a full stack application, and any full stack application is divided into two different applications. The first one is front end and second one is backend. So if you want to create any full stack application or web application, you have to create further two sub applications. The first sub application is front end application, which we are going to create using React. And second sub application is your backend application. So which we are going to create using Node.js and Express.js. So today, let's create at least the basic front-end application and basic backend application. So for this, what you guys have to do, first you have to create one folder in any drive of your system. So the first step is create a folder in any drive of your system. So let me create one folder. So I will go to some E drive, and here I am creating one folder called application, something like chat application. So the first step is create a folder in any drive. Now second step, open the folder in VS Code. Open the folder in VS Code. So for that, we can do one thing. We can just open this folder, and here you can open your command prompt. And here just you have to type code space dot. Now this folder will open in your VS Code. Okay, did I start recording, guys? Yeah. So now here we have to create two subfolders. One is front end app, and another one is backend app. Create two folders. So open the folder in VS Code and create two subfolders. And what are those two subfolders? The first one is frontend app and second one is backend app. Now in this frontend app, we will create our frontend application, and in this backend app, we will create our backend application. So first step is create one folder in any drive, open that folder in VS Code and create two subfolders, frontend app and backend app. Now third step is we have to create front-end application. Create a front-end application for chat app. So to create a front-end application for your chat app, we can do one thing. We can open this front-end part. So directly you can open this front-end application in your folder, in your VS Code, basically. Now here I want to create a front-end application. So to create a front-end application, we are going to take the help of Vite tool. So to create a front-end application, we are going to take the help of a build tool called Vite. So using Vite tool, we can create React front-end application. So to create React front-end application, we have to use a tool called Vite tool. So how to do that? For that, you can directly open your front-end folder inside your VS Code. So simply drag your front-end folder. It will open directly in the VS Code. Then open the terminal. And now here you have to type npm create Vite @latest. This is the command we have to use to create React front-end application with Vite tool. So fourth step is use the following command. But before that, we have to open the terminal, right? So let me add that point as well. Open front-end app folder directly in VS Code and open the terminal. Fifth step, type the following command. What is that command? The command is npm create Vite @latest. See, we are going very, very slow and I am explaining completely from scratch. Even if the person is in the first year of his graduation, he will understand how to create these applications. So that much slow, that much in depth from basics I'm going to teach. So the people who are already aware of few things, initially they might feel little bit very slow or little bit boring because I am teaching everything from scratch. But the moment we enter into the application development, then yourself, you will advise me to go with this speed. Because we are going to focus on coding part. We are not going to learn here theoretical way. So we are going to learn everything in a practical way. So when we are learning the things in practical way, we have to go very slowly. We have to understand each and every step. First, we have to understand what step we need to follow and how we have to follow. So if you go little in this way only, then only you will be able to catch it. And just by listening the class, you won't understand everything. For that, you have to try after the class. Whatever I will do, same thing you have to try. You have to try, you have to analyze. You have to try, you have to analyze. So in this batch, you have to just focus on learning the things. So now we have to use this command. and just go to your VS Code and just press on enter. The moment you press on enter, it will ask you, need to install the following package. Just press enter. Now it will ask you what is the project name you want to give. I will say frontend or frontend chat app. Enter. Then it will ask you to select the framework. So here we have to use our arrow buttons and select the React. So technically React is a library, but here they have given the title as a framework because most of the options here are framework. That's why directly they have given here framework. So you can use your arrow buttons and you can select React and press on enter. Then it will ask you to select variant. So variant is nothing but language we have to select. So here you have to select JavaScript. Now here it is giving some extra step, use roll down Vite. This we don't require. So by default, they are selecting it no only. So just press enter. Now it will ask you to install with npm and start now. So just say yes, nothing but just press enter. Now it is installing some packages for us. So let it install. So just wait, here our application is getting created. Yeah. So once our application is created, now here internally, it will start our application development server and it will show us here one cursor. And it is providing us one URL. We can access this URL. We can go to the browser and we can access our front-end application. Now, if you get this output, it means successfully you have created your front-end application with React. So here we have created our front-end application. So what we have to do, we have to type the following command. Then you have to press on enter. Sixth step is press on enter. Type the following command, press on enter. Then it will ask you to install this Vite. So install the Vite. After installing the Vite, it will ask you to select the framework. Select the framework. So here we have to select React as a framework. Then it will ask you to select the variant. Select the variant as a JavaScript. And then press enter. It will ask you to install all the packages and then start the development server. Again, there also we have to press yes, nothing but enter. After that, it will create the React application for you. Then it will start the development server and it will provide us one link to access our React application. So we can copy that link. We can go to the browser and we can paste here. Now you will be able to access your React application. This is the simple way to create your React application. See here one more time how to create React application. I am creating one more time. So once you open your frontend folder in your VS Code, then you have to type npm create Vite @latest. This is the command you have to type, press enter. Now already create Vite was installed, so it is not asking me to install, but when you are trying first time, it will ask you to install. So at that time, just press on enter button, it will install automatically and you will get here option to add your project name. Just add your project name. I am adding dummy app. Press enter. It will ask you to select framework, select React. It will ask you to select variant, select JavaScript, press enter. After selecting variant, by default it is selecting no, just you press enter. And here also again press enter. Now it starts creating your application. So it creates your application. It will start the development server. It will provide us one link using which we will be able to access our application. So here it is providing the link. Copy this and just go and access your application. So you can open the browser, you can type that and enter. So here you will be able to access your application dummy app. So this is how we create the front-end application. Just create the front-end application and keep. So once front-end application is done, then next we have to create our backend application. So how to create backend application? For that, we have to go to that backend app folder. Right now, there is nothing in this. This folder is empty. Open this folder in VS Code. How to open? Just click here. Remove this path. Type here CMD. Press enter. Command prompt will open. So once you get this path, backend app, here you type code space dot. It will open the VS Code. And in that VS Code, backend app folder will be opened. Now we want to create backend application. So to create backend application, what we have to do? We have to open the terminal. Now here we have to type npm init. We have to type npm init and press enter. When you press enter, it will start asking you some questions. It is asking you package name. Package name is nothing but your application name. So I will say backend chat app. Press enter. It will ask what is the version of this application. I am saying first version. So type 1, press enter. So here 1.0.0 we have to type. Now it is asking you description. You can add here some description. This is my first chat application using Marner stack. Whatever description you want to add, you can add. What is the entry point it is asking? So here you just add server.js. It is asking us test command. Don't add anything. Just press enter. It is asking about Git repository. Don't add anything. Just press enter. It is asking about some keywords. Don't enter anything. Just press enter. It is asking about author. So you can add your name. I'm just adding my name. Enter. License. Enter. That's it. It is asking all these details are right or not. Yes. Enter. So here one file will be created, package.json. Now here we have to create one file called server.js. Just create one simple JavaScript file with the name server.js. Apart from that, don't create anything. Create one more file, that is app.js. So to create two JavaScript files, app.js, server.js. Slowly you will understand why we are creating all these files. So right now, the basic stuff of our application we have to create. Once this part is done, then we have to install Express.js. So to install Express.js, we have to go to our terminal and here you have to type npm install express. Press enter. Now wait for few seconds. it will install Express.js. Once Express.js is installed, you will see here node_modules folder, and you will see one more file, that is package-log.json file. That's it. This much we have to do. Close this part. Now our backend application is also ready. So we have just created a basic front-end application, a basic backend application. So right now what we will do, we will just minimize this backend part. So we will not focus on backend right now. So backend part will come after next 3 or 4 sessions. So right now we will just what we can say, we will close this backend part. We will just focus on the front end part. After 3 days, whenever I will start with backend, one more time I will show you how to create a backend application from the scratch. Right now, whatever I have done, same thing again I will show you and I will document it. So right now we will just focus on front end part. So our target, our goal is to create sign up form and sign in form. So right now our target is to create sign up form and sign in form. So if I show you our chat application. Let me copy this path. I'm starting the back end of chat application. Here I'm starting the front end of the chat application. Yeah. So this is our sign in. And if I click on sign up, this is our sign up. Now we have to first create this UI part. We have to create our sign in part. We have to create our sign up part. So this is our first requirement. Once sign in is created, once sign up is created, then we have to implement routing as well. Routing means from sign up, you should be able to switch to sign in like this. And from sign in, you should be able to switch sign up. Once our UI is ready, then we will implement the functionality of sign in and sign up. Now to implement the functionality of sign in and sign up, there we required backend application. Okay. So now our target is to create sign in and sign up page first. Exactly how I have here sign in and how I have here sign up, in the same way I want. I will provide you all these colors. I will provide you all these background images. How to create this kind of UI. Everything I will show you from the scratch. So first, let's focus on how to create this sign in part. So for this, we have to create one sign in component in React. So let's go to our React application. So let me open this front-end chat app in our VS Code. Now this is our front-end application. Now inside this front-end application, there is a SRC folder. Inside this SRC folder, we have to create two subfolders. The first one is components, and second subfolder is pages. In our SRC subfolder, we have to create two subfolders, components and pages. Now inside these subfolders, we will create our components. So first, inside our pages subfolder, we will create two subfolders. One is SignIn, and we will create one more, that is SignUp. If you observe what I have done here, inside the SRC folder, I have created two subfolders, components and pages. Inside pages, again I have created two subfolders, SignIn and SignUp. Now inside this SignIn folder, we have to create three files. The first one is JSX file, that is signin.jsx. Then we have to create signin.css. Then we have to create signin.js. So three files we have to create: signin.css, signin.js, signin.jsx. In the same way, in signup folder also we have to create three files, that is signup.jsx, signup.css, signup.js. Okay, so what we have to do, inside our SRC folder, we have to create components folder. We have to create pages folder. Inside pages folder, we have to create two subfolders, that is sign-in folder and sign up folder. Inside the sign-in folder, we have to create three files: signin.jsx, signin.css, and one more, signin.js. Same story you have to apply here as well. Here just I have to make it up. Okay. So this paint file I will provide you. So whenever you are practicing, just go through this paint file. So it will be like reference. This paint file is like our rough notes. So whatever diagrams, whatever content I want to write while explaining the concepts, I will be writing here. So we got SRC folder, in that two subfolders, and again in the pages two subfolders, and then we have three files. Now we will focus only on this sign in part. First we will focus on sign in, then we will focus on sign up. Now let's come to sign in. So let me close all these files now. This is our signin.jsx. Inside signin.jsx, let's create our sign-in component. How to create component? So component is nothing but one simple JavaScript function whose name starts with uppercase. So we have created here sign-in function. Now inside this function, we will add return statement. And here we are going to add our JSX code to create UI for our login. So here I am taking one div. Inside that div, I will take one h2. I will say here sign in. Then I will take one more div. In that div, I will take one input element with type as a text, placeholder. I will say email ID. I will take one more div with type as a password, and placeholder I will add here password. I will take one more div, and inside that I will create one simple button. I will say sign in. So I have created one simple sign in logic. So what I have done, I have taken one div. Inside that div, one title. Then I have taken one more div, one more div, one more div. In first div, text box, second div, password box, and in third div, button. Now to this div, I will add here one class called sign in container. Now this CSS file, we have to connect with this JSX file. So to connect this CSS file with our JSX file, what we have to do, on the top of our file here, we have to write import keyword, then space, in double quotes, we have to add the path of CSS file. How to add the path of CSS file? For that, we have to say dot slash signin dot CSS. So if you know React, if you know basics of React, so you should be aware of how to create component, how to link our CSS file. So in case if you don't know this part, then anyways, I am releasing the React videos. So you can go through those videos as well, and you can learn the React. So right now, if you visit my YouTube channel, there are 12 videos on React. So in that, I have explained completely from basics what is React till the state concept. So whenever you guys get the time, you try to refer that videos. If you refer those videos, then you will be able to understand how to create component, how to link CSS file like that. Now in coming sessions, whenever I am using any advanced concept of React, first I will teach that concept, or one day before or 2 days before, I will release one video on that concept so that you can watch those videos, you can learn those concepts, and then those concepts we will implement in our project. So in this way, easily you will be able to cope up with this project. Got it, guys? Up to here. Anyone have any doubts? So what we have done till now, first we revised last session. This is the first thing what we have done. Once our class is started, we have done this part. Then we created front-end application, created backend application, and then started developing sign-in page in front-end. Started developing UI for sign-in page. This is what we have done till now. And we have created here sign-in component. Now here my application is not in the running state. I have to run this application. So to run our application, open your terminal. Once our terminal is opened, here you have to type npm run dev. Press enter. Now here you will get one URL. You can copy this URL. You can go to the browser. You can paste here. So you will be able to access that application. This is how the UI will be shown. But here I don't want to show this UI. I want to show this UI, which I have written here. This UI I want to show. So to show this UI, we have to do some changes. What are those means? Inside this src folder, you will find one file called app.js. You will find one file called app.js. Open this app.jsx file. And in this file, you will find some code. Because of this code only, this UI is created. So what you have to do, you have to select all, remove everything. Just make that file empty and save your file. The moment you save your file, nothing will be visible here. Nothing is visible. Now, inside this file, you have to create one component with the name app. You have to create one component with the name app. So here I am creating one component, function app. And inside that, add return one div, and here simply say h1 app component. And export this component from here. Export default, your app component. So the moment I export my app component, you will see this UI on the screen. So if I refresh, I got that UI. But here we are getting some styles, right? Some background color, and our content is coming in the center. That is because of this index.css file. There is a file called index.css. Open that file. You will find some CSS code here. Select all, remove everything. Make that CSS file empty. And if you go back here, if you see, all the CSS is removed. In the same way, there is one more file, app.css. In this also, you will find some code. Select everything, remove everything. So from this app.css, app.jsx, index.css, everything you have to remove, and in your app.jsx, you have to add this code. Now here, our app component is visible. Now instead of app, we wanted to show the sign in component. So for that, let's go to our pages. Let's go to our JSX file of sign in. We have created here sign in component. Now this component we have to export from here. How to export? For that, we have to write export default our component name. I hope everybody knows about import and export. Here, is there anybody who don't know about export and import? So in case if you don't know about export and import, let me show you here. Can you see my YouTube channel? Is it visible, guys? Is my YouTube channel is visible to you? Now here, if you see, if you go to this VK AI Tech under playlist, now if you scroll down, here you will find React.js series. Now if you open that playlist, now here there is a 10th video, import and export. So in case if you don't know what is import and export, just watch this video, guys. You will understand what is import and export. So before coming to tomorrow's session, you watch this video and come. Yeah, hello everyone. Is my voice audible, guys? So let me just stop this. Yeah. So I'm adding here that link. So this video, if you watch, this is around 30 minutes. So within 30 minutes, you will be able to learn what is import and what is export and how we have to work with import and export. So here I'm exporting sign in. I will go to app and here I will import it. So import sign in component. See, the moment I write sign in, I'm getting suggestion. If I just click on this, that sign in component is imported. Now here I can render my sign in component. The moment I render my sign in component, you will see sign in component on the screen. Let's go back here. So there is some error. Here I have to add extension .jsx. Okay, don't forget to add the extension JSX. If you don't add, it won't show on the screen. So now if I go back here and if I refresh, I got here sign in component. See, this is our sign in component. Without any style, this is how our sign in looks. Now we have to create in this way sign in component. This sign in page we have to create. So we have to add styles, we have to add background image, we have to add this color combinations, everything we have to do. Okay. So this part tomorrow, in tomorrow's session, we will design this entire sign-in page. So I think tomorrow entire session will go to design this sign-in page only because I have to write HTML, our JSX and CSS code in front of you. And I have to explain. So entire day we will spend in, next entire session we will spend in designing this sign-in. Then we will design sign-up. So once sign-in is designed, designing sign-up will be very easy. Once sign-in and sign-up is ready, then we will implement routing. Routing means we should be able to switch from sign in to sign up to sign in. Like this, we should be able to switch. Okay. Yeah. So today I will stop here. So what I just want you guys to do the same thing, whatever I have done till now. You also create front-end application, create back-end application, start developing the sign-in page, show that sign-in page on the screen. And while practicing, if you find any kind of issues, directly ping me on WhatsApp. So everybody has my WhatsApp number. Directly ping me on the WhatsApp. Okay. So initial first week, I will just take session around 40 to 45 minutes. Then we will expand this session to 1 hour. If possible, some sessions we will take for 1.5 hours as well. But our intention is to learn the things, not to finish the course. Okay. Remember that point. So intention is to learn the things. So today, if I am developing sign-in page, sign-up page for chat application. Now tomorrow, if you are developing e-commerce application, then you should be able to develop sign-in and sign-up. So that capabilities you should get. So that is what we want. So here you are learning how sign-in and sign-up page is developed. Same logic you can use in different applications. Yeah. So that's all guys from my end. Remaining things we will discuss in tomorrow's session. So if you have any doubts or any queries, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask. In case if you don't have any queries, yeah, you can leave and let's join tomorrow at same time on same link.